Hey everyone, Arcology's here. This is a quick video that kind of goes over this free plugin. What it is, this plugin is a synth plugin and also an effects plugin. But what it does is it emulates the Motorola DSP 5600 chip. And that chip was used in the Access Virus ABC and a bunch of other synths from the 90s and early 2000s. You can see here they mentioned it. Yeah, it was actually even used in the Virus TI, the Nord Lead, Waldorf Q, Waldorf Microwave 2, Supernova, Nova, and many others. It's really easy to set up and really easy to get going. As you can see, this front end here is for the Access Virus emulation. But yeah, I just want to do a quick kind of video to show how to get it installed on a Mac, especially on an M1. There are kind of a few steps you need to do in order to get the plugin authorized and ready to run. So what we want to do is we're going to go to Downloads, and in Downloads there's a pre-step here if you want to do it. You can run this software on your computer to determine whether or not your CPU can handle the emulation. Like I said, I'm running a MacBook Air M1, the first edition that came out a couple years ago at this point, and it runs extremely well on that. But I think if you have a PC or maybe an older Mac, you'll want to definitely run this and see if it's even worth your time. So here we go. We have the emulator download links here. And in Mac, we have VST2, 3, and audio unit. I was not able to get the VST2 or 3 to run. I'm using Mac OS Monterey, but I'm using Ableton and Renoise, and both of those host audio units just fine. So I'm just going to download the AU version. So I've already installed the AU version for the synth. So I would just click on this and it's going to download it. But another thing you want to do is you want to download the FX version. So for people who don't know, the FX that were built into the Access Virus are super good, and they definitely have a sound. They sound fantastic. So it's definitely worth your while to get this FX version here. So we'll click on this repository link, and you're going to scroll all the way down, and we'll download the Macintosh AU FX version. And so once those are downloaded, we're going to need to copy them over to some folders. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that process. We've navigated to our Macintosh hard drive here, and in the Macintosh hard drive, we want to go into the library folder. And in the library folder, we want to go on audio, and then plugins, and then we're going to drag it to that components folder. And then it's going to ask for authorization, and then you just go ahead and type in your password and hit OK, and it's copied over. And so one other thing you're going to need to do is you'll need to download the ROM for the virus A, B, or C. You don't need all of them. You just need the ROM for whatever you're emulating. I'm not going to provide links to the ROMs for obvious reasons, but if you go into Google and just type in, virus C ROM, you'll find it. And then what you want to do is you want to place that virus, that ROM. You'll put that bin file right next to the plugin in that components folder. And that's all you'll need to do. And if you want to for some reason use A, B, or C, or use all three of them, you can install as many as you want in that folder. And I think it'll randomly choose. It'll just pick one of the ROM files to load, and it'll load it. But yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. You'll just want to get that ROM file and copy that over to the same folder. So yeah, we want to open up our software that we're going to be using. And we're going to go ahead and navigate to the audio unit here, which is the developers, the usual suspects. So if you click on the usual suspects in the developer name list, you'll see DSP 56300 EMU or EMU FX. So I'm going to drag the FX version out to a track, and we're going to see an error saying it can't be opened. So what we want to do is keep it open, and we want to navigate to System Prefs, and we're going to click on Security and Privacy, and then down here you'll see allow all apps. You'll see a message saying that it was blocked. We're going to allow anyway. And then we go back here, hit cancel, hit OK here, close out of it again, drag it out again, and hit open this time. And so now we've already authorized it from being blocked. We're going to hit open. It'll open up now, so we're up and running. And as you can see, this is not something you need to do every time. You just do it once and you're good to go. If you download a new version, you'll probably have to do the same steps again. But yeah, so now it's working and you're up and running. Okay, so yeah, we've got it up and running now. This is the synth version. You install it the same way you install the effects version. And just so everyone knows, what I mean by effects version is is that you can use it as like an effects insert, much like there's like a Serum effects version and an Absinthe effects version, VST. So you can use the effects that are in the VST and not the actual synth itself. But yeah, this is the synth version. As you can see, it's multi-timbral over here. It's got 16 channels for MIDI. I don't really use that, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that sounds pretty cool. You've got this UI is really self-explanatory. You've got the four tabs up here. If you right-click anywhere on the UI, you can change the skin. Pretty cool. That's like an old school virus skin. That's actually really cool. Let's go back to Hoverland. That's the default. But yeah, that's kind of how you set up that's how you set this thing up. And so yeah, here's a deep pad sound. One really cool feature that the virus has is the analog boost. It kind of just fattens up a sound. The phaser sounds amazing. The chorus is fantastic, and the reverb is really great. But yeah, here's like a deeper pad sound. And if you look here, look, 12% CPU usage is really good. And yeah, like I said, if you install multiple ROM files, you'll be able to select them by this drop down. I just had the virus C installed. But yeah, that's all there is to it. It's pretty dope. So let's move on to the effects version here really quick. So yeah, as you can see here, I've loaded the effects version over to Return A here. And if I go to, when I'm in the effects version, I've opened it up. I'm going to the ARP and settings tab here. And in your inputs, you can see right now it's off, but we want to send our audio input here to effects, and the input select can just be input left and right. And then now anything I route to, anything that is kind of sent through this effects version the effects will just be applied. And if we go over here, like I said, all the effects are great. In Serum over here, I have a pad that I made. I'm actually working on a bunch of Serum presets that I'll be mainly just pads really, and I'll just be giving those away for free. That'll be done hopefully soon. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna send this to over here. Actually, one thing you want to make sure of is the effects that you're using. Like right here, here's a delay or reverb. I'll just put on reverb, but we want to make sure the mix is all the way up because it's a send. The same would go for like the phaser and the chorus as well if you want to use those effects. So yeah, because this is a send, we want to make sure it's 100% wet. Yeah, so that's all you really need to do, and then the effects version is good to go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Peace.